mother and a doctor who lost her two sons to opioid overdose is calling for change and action. She's teaming up with the Ready to Rescue campaign to educate parents and students and the public on how to be prepared in the event of an opioid emergency. And joining us to continue the conversation is Dr. Bonnie Milas, a professor of clinical anesthesiology and critical care medicine at the University of Pennsylvania. Doctor, nice to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me on.
I'm wondering if you don't mind sharing, can you expand more on why this is such a personal mission for you?
Well, after having lost both of my sons to opioid poisonings, and both of them did involve fentanyl, I really want no parent to ever experience that same type of loss that I have experienced. And since we cannot control fentanyl's entry into the United States, that this really requires a kind of boots on the ground approach. Parents, concerned community members, we need to be prepared with the medication naloxone. We need the knowledge, we need the skills. And, you know, I'm on a mission in order to get naloxone next to every AED in the United States. I'm working on that. It would be pretty easy also to put it really in every first aid kit in the United States. And as children head back to school, it should be in school systems, it should be in dorms, and it should also be in a backpack. They may have the opportunity to rescue a friend.
Well, thank you so much for your vulnerability, and we're sorry to hear about the loss of your children. You talk about some of the preventative measures we can all take. Is this what your Ready to Rescue campaign is all about?
Absolutely. The ReadyToRescue.com campaign is about educating family members. You know, it's a website. You can click on there and get information about the risks of opioids, what an opioid poisoning looks like, and what naloxone is. It is the antidote to an opioid poisoning. Naloxone is the generic name. Narcan is the product name. It is a brand name. It is intranasal Narcan. It was approved by the FDA, and it was the first one that was approved to be a reversal agent. So because it's over the counter, that means you can purchase it in a pharmacy. You can go onto Amazon.com. It's a click away. It's really easy to purchase. And the ReadyToRescue.com campaign is what I am really bridging a gap with the Emergent Biosolutions company.
I wanted to ask you, you know, we have certainly felt the impacts of the opioid epidemic here in Western Washington. A number of first responders and their agencies now carrying Narcan. Some school districts have it as well. For people who don't know, what are some of the signs of an opioid emergency, and what are the best actions to take when you're presented with something like that happening?
Well, I will point out, I'll just go back to, you know, you mentioned what's happening in your area. King County ranked 6th in the United States of the 19 ranked areas in terms of the most teen overdose deaths. That's according to the New England Journal. So your area, yep, it's a concern. So an opioid poisoning, what does it look like? The individual, the victim, falls unconscious. You cannot wake them up. Their breathing is slowed and it may have stopped. Their lips are blue, their fingertips are blue. That means they're not getting enough oxygen. If you look at their eyes, their pupils are pinpoint. They're very, very small. So you want to remember 3 things. You want to lay them back. You want to spray the medication in the nostril. And the 3rd thing is you want to stay with the victim. That is lay, spray, and stay. And that's how you can reverse an overdose death. And I would also say, too, that if you don't have all of the signs that I just mentioned, you cannot harm someone by giving them that medication. If there are no opioids present, it won't do anything at all. But if they are present, you can save a life.
Lay, spray, and stay. It's easy to remember, and could save a
You got
life.
it.
Doctor, would you say that there's a stigma associated with opioid overdose, and why?
Well, I go out and I teach in the public, and I hear a lot of things. So one thing is, well, why would I want to intervene? This person is clearly trying to kill themselves. Or why doesn't this person just stop using? Well, those statements really lack an understanding of the brain and what happens when somebody becomes dependent. And if they don't use, then they fall very, very sick. They go through withdrawal. That's also not understanding that all of our children are prone to taking a medication that is given to them either by a friend or wherever they might seek something out to either calm themselves down, like Xanax, Ativan, or something to help them study, like Adderall. So they take something that they think is that medication, but instead it's tainted with fentanyl, and that can stop them from breathing and can kill them. You know, here in the United States, the information that we have from the CDC, in ages 10 through 19, our overdose death rate is up 110%. This is primarily due to fentanyl. And also, what's disturbing to me as a doctor is that 2/3 of these kids, they had one or more bystanders by, and there was no overdose response whatsoever. Our kids are dying, and we need to protect them.
Is there things that other parents can do to help with this issue? And I also wanted to ask, since you have felt the personal effects of this, what is there, or is there something that you would like to share with our viewers about your sons?
Well, first answering the question, what can parents do? Parents can become educators. They teach our children the risks of opioids, what an opioid poisoning, what it looks like, and also what naloxone is and how to respond. Teach them those 3 words that we just went through. You want to lay them back, you want to spray, and you want to stay with them. Lay, spray, and stay. And also to have naloxone or Narcan immediately available, either in a first aid kit, in a backpack. You want to tell kids that, well, if that individual, if you see somebody, a friend or someone who collapses or slumps forward at a football game, at a party, that they can be a lifesaver. Key information. And you asked what I could share about my children. You would look at them and you would never think that they would take an opioid. And that's the message I want to get across to your listeners, is you don't think that they would do, to take something that's not prescribed to them. But I will tell you, you may think you don't need this medication or you don't need this education until you absolutely do. And it may be too late. I would say get educated, go to readytorescue.com and have Narcan or naloxone, again, that's the generic name, have it immediately on hand.
Thank you so much, Dr. Milas, for joining us on this and sharing this message. It is so critical, and all those tips you gave could definitely save lives. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.